And then 5, risk management. This is the most important, but not many people get attention. And then technical and the financial is well known, but I think that the most difficult part is regulatory risk. That because I know that most of you in the technical side or business side, not legal side, so this aspect is the most difficult to the non-lawyers. Even lawyers, it's difficult like me. But anyway, so I have some like a good some presentation about this space, and then you can get some idea that how it's going on this one. So technical risk is a well like a smart code vulnerability or the security, or the you may know about the like for example the hackers or the front loading attack. The front loading attack means that because of there is a time lag depending how you pay the gas fee, how it can be actually blockchainized in the link into the blockchain. So actually you can exploit that space because the transaction time of Ethereum is very slow. So that's where it actually snap you can put into your transaction ahead of the other one, but because of the blockchain is a transparent, so you can know about what are the people's transaction. So there is a space that you can exploit it, or there are many ways actually that they exploit your system. So technical risk, but you should know about it. So recent trend is that there is for smart contract, and then there is auditing companies available there, or you can use like insurance to manage this risk management. In the financial risk, that here I'm a little bit talk about is impermanent loss, because a little bit the designers will be interested in how you can design to the AMM to really mitigate this impermanent loss. So this space you should think about it for yourself, but I will give you some known way to mitigate this space. And then regulatory issue about the import party is SEC, the security law, and then FinCEN, and then also GDPR some way. So how to mitigate impermanent loss risk? The impermanent loss is AMM is always. The reason is that because AMM is a preset, so it's not depend on outside. So means that what the changing of the off-chain price changing is does not matter, because AMM will changing their price only on chain. So there is always a difference in the price. And then if there is always difference in the on-chain off-chain price, and there is arbitrage. So arbitrage will act in this space, and then they will gain because of this price difference. So there is always loss to the investor because of this one. So this is the fundamental thing. So there are some trials actually mitigate this space. Banker version 2, the Banker, I explained that there is the first company actually that deploy this bonding curve concept. So they're using the hybrid one. So actually also recently there's a pegged liquidity reserve that there is a relative value of this token make constant. So by doing actually they using Chainlink decentralized oracle. So they use outside off-chain price information to balance their price on chain. So they adjust the liquidity pool weight and fees following external market price changing. So this is not completely on chain. So they utilize the oracle. So oracle information about the off-chain price they use to rebalance the token. So this is one way doing that. And then I noticed the recent interesting project is Doodle, is they call proactive market maker. that the liquidity decrease rapidly when far away from the market price. So that means that they know about the market and then proactively changing their like liquidity. So actually the end result, arbitrage trading makes sure that the number of token in the pool is always equal to the number of token deposited by the liquidity provider. So this is the same similar concept. So always to put into like a rebalance there. In this case is that how they're doing is like equal to the number of token deposits. So initially they want to put into like a liquidity provider initially providing their token numbers or ratios to be always the same thing using this arbitrage trading. So if you're interested, then you can refer their white paper. You can Googling do the white paper, then you will give you their website white paper. So if you're interested, and then you can look at it, and then they have a very interesting bonding curve. You can look at it. So they have a bonding curve somewhat different from traditional one. So this is an interesting topic. You can study also how you can change your bonding curve and then how you can mitigate your impermanent loss. Okay, and then here I just want to explain that the open issues, and then be careful about space. Okay, so one is that EBRA case, and then EBRA and then CFTC recently claimed that EBRA offering unregistered security by letting the US retail client tokenize the stocks. Here I boldface is that actually what actually it is, there is underlying security, and then they just they tokenize the security. So it's like a derivatives of securities. So but they are not trading security itself, just underlying security. But here that they claim is like they claim that unlawful because of U.S. retail client, because you know that in the, for example, in the security law, if you're in the STO project, if you know that you need to be, your investor should be like an accredited investor, not the retail investor like ICO, and then it doesn't matter is whether you was a U.S. firm or the not U.S. firm. So actually the for example, you establish the company in Singapore, doesn't matter, right? Is for example, that recently I hear has like a LIFR, the well-known like SEC versus LIFR litigation, and the LIFR seer the interview that if they lose, they will leave United States. They wanna establish their companies more like a token free, like a more like a token friendly crypto friendly country. But no, I think the matter is not where is your company located. The matter is who is your investor, who is your client, who buy your token is the issue, right? So actually you should be like make measure that if you think about it, if it can be like under security law in the United States, and then there is some measure like how you can make effort that in the under eye of the SEC that the US client does not access your site. That's very important, right? So does not matter the location, right? So matter is who is a client. So that's matter. And then as far as I understanding that whatever it is, if you tokenize securities itself, it will be under heavily scrutinized by SEC. That's my view. Okay, because it doesn't matter if it's a decentralized, whatever, located in the United States, doesn't matter, because they first to look at it when you talk about you do something with the security, right? This is a very important thing you should be very careful about. For example, that you like for example obtain, like I have explained, like you put into like some specific security of the, like for example Apple, and then have a unique non-fungible token to assign it. Whatever you do and the decentralized whatever, right? Because the SEC will look at it first because it's underlying asset is a security. So whatever is I'm explaining like a Huawei test. Huawei test doesn't matter because this is one my impression that if you deal with the security and then whatever you derivatives, whatever tokenize, whatever based on security will be SEC will look at it. So this is one you have in mind. And then another thing that is here is for example that CEO of Abe and then they say, oh, it's because of the now is not incomplete because of the poor decentralization is matter. Yeah, there is a one way is like the Bitcoin and Ethereum is the only two tokens actually the SEC recognized as not security because of the there is a completely decentralized, and then in the view of the Huawei test, they claim that they are not security, but does not mean that does not mean that it's because of this is a decentralized, does not mean that it's not security, right? Their criteria is a one part is a decentralization, but actually not completely based on this decentralization. So should be very careful about that. The full decentralization is not the like a safe harbor, but what is decentralized is matter, right? Because complete, for example, completely like a governance is completely decentralized. It means that for example, blockchain, there is no any specific entity govern this space, right? It's just going. It's just going, right? It's no everybody participated, and everybody have a governance, right? But no any specific entity govern this. That's very important. But it's very difficult. For example, you design and you develop your DeFi project. How you can make as a Bitcoin, right? Then it's like you need to be donate to your whatever your expertise, whatever put in space like your name as like later is famous because you launch like a Bitcoin type DeFi project. But anyway, because the reason that you actually launch DeFi is not just for the like a fun or whatever, but you talk about you have in mind some profit from or whatever the benefit from this one. So you have in mind that how actually what is your philosophy of you launching your DeFi project? You want to be completely safe harbor, then you should benchmark Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Ethereum also have some issue if you go into the Ethereum version 2 because they were based on like a power of like a state, so it's not the power of a work, and then there will be some governance issue, and then it will be very interesting how they can design this as completely like a DAO type with respect to this new consensus mechanism. So that's one also in the tangle with the legal issues. So here, for example, that here is a one that I'm thinking about. Oh, so I've looked at all the tokens in DeFi, the governance tokens, bonding token, whatever. That they are, for example, in the what is theirs, whether they are categorized as a security token is in the well-known testing is a Y test here, the US Supreme Court test is a investment asset, expectation of profit, common enterprise. Up to this, they all covered by all the DeFi tokens. But here is one certain point is profit comes from the effort of the promoter. So if you want to avoid this one, then it should be completely decentralized like a blockchain or third party. And I think that his claim is that the protocol success to get this here's a poor centralized because you cannot take a bit of code to court. But so here is a third party is he in his interpretation third party should be human. So if this is smart contract doesn't matter. I think it will still matter. So So here is for example that SEC report on DAOs stated the offer and sales of a digital asset from DAOs are subject to the federal security laws. So DAO does not mean that the safe harbor folder is under like avoiding the security law, and then complete the decentralization, and then here part will be very subtle part, but so there is always be the argument in the court that whether how you interpret this third party, right? So this third party in AMM in DeFi is a smart contract, right? But it's the same issue as AI, because in AI space there is a AI ethics. There's an issue that if something happens, like for example autonomous vehicle, that they have accident, who is brave, is a AI or the developer? It's the same issue. So this will be very interesting, and then you have in mind always. But good ways to consult. If you have some problem with this one, consult your legal expertise. I'm not security lawyer, so my understanding is only up to my law school education, but you need to consult with a professional practicing lawyer to these issues, because legal issue there is no, as I told you, no answer, right? So it's only this dispute in the court. So that's when you need a legal consulting. And then another thing I'm briefly talk about is like FATF or some other space, FinCEN, they have like some issue with the DeFi space, like for example KYC AML issue with this mainstream DeFi space, and GDPR issue that you should think about it. Okay, and then 10 minutes AI for DeFi, but maybe not many people are maybe interesting or not have a expertise in AI, but AI is a natural in the financial space, because the application of AI to finance is one of the majority area. So this is well known in the financial space and then fintech space. So I also have experienced this space. So I really go over, this will be increased more and more because there is overlap with the AI, fintech and DeFi. So that's what I noticed recently. There are a lot of the AI specialties is coming to this space, and then they integrate their experience in traditional finance to this DeFi space. So one thing is that the AI for blockchain system is that AI can integrate to the blockchain system to make blockchain system more like a flexible, scalable, whatever may have them. And then the asset management, they can have it. Like AI advisor is well known in financial space, like a chatbot or whatever, like a robot advisor. And then like algorithmic trading is well known, right? So well known like machine learning, deep learning can apply to algorithmic trading. It's the same thing in the DeFi trading, you can apply it. So I like for example, here is one that is a you can real-time performance monitoring diagnosis analysis blockchain systems. You can do that because there are a lot of the like files available. Ethereum system is transparent, so you can extract a lot of the information from Ethereum system, and then you can analyze it, and you can look at the inside about how the system operates. And then here is they also the cover of the vulnerability, and then security measure, and then also token volatility. Then you can also integrate with a stable coin with AI. So there are a lot of application you can use AI for blockchain. And then here is I just to try to provide you what the mainstream fintech and finance use AI blockchain for their service. Here is a commercial banking, and then capital market investment banking, and the payment, and the insurance, and the wealth management space. All there are a lot of plenty of the AI application is going on. And then also this is space I have working on and also interested in this one. And the specific for the DeFi. So here is a Bedrock's AI investment manager. So they have a very good information about how they did. So they did like a predictive model is one of the main function of AI is prediction. So they're using this one and then predict that the rating to how they like performance of the platform, and then recommend like a DeFi token for investment. So it's a way to actually like optimal trading investment yield forming opportunities they can provide. And then impermanent AI, there is arbitrage trading bot, so they can using like a cross-platform trade using the DEX with the AI integrated with AIs. But this is a well-known space in like algorithmic trading using AI. So there are a lot of the machine learning, deep learning well established in this field. So this field maybe not you are not interested, but you are in the AI space where there is a lot of opportunity you can migrate to this DeFi space, and you already know about in traditional financing space, and then you can apply in DeFi. So this will make this DeFi space is more like interesting and then more expandable in space, and then it'll be half with like ecosystem can extend to AI space, and then fundraising and then market wise is a very good signal can integrate with AI with the DeFi. So that's it.